Hello everyone, and welcome back to Space-Based DF-9. It's been a little while since we last looked at this game, and it's gotten an update. Update number 6. Or would it be update number 5, version of the game number 6? I don't know, who cares? So, this update has added a system to the game that had a room for it in the beginning. There is now a need for power. This is the base I used in that last video, which has a couple dead guys in it, and probably is not going to be able to turn around. But let's see if we can actually manage to pull off a miracle and turn things around. I doubt it, but we can try. So, if we go to the roster, you might notice a big difference. There are now smiley faces and frowning faces next to the stars in your jobs. This is because the people that inhabit your base now have favorable jobs. And those favored jobs might not be jobs that they are skilled at. Like this guy, he's best at being a bartender. But he doesn't like it. It makes him sad. He feels dreary and droll and bored, having to pour drinks all day. What he'd rather do is go dig rocks, or maybe even do some science. Kind of strange that those are on the same enjoyment level for this guy, but whatever. So let's switch him over. He can be a miner. You know, no big deal. Now, our best builder, unfortunately, doesn't like building. It makes him upset. He'd rather be digging holes or knocking heads together, maybe even doing some science. Every now and then. So, let's update this guy, put him on scientist. We'll move our scientist over to being a bartender. This guy is good at mining, but he can do building instead. Now, unfortunately, we do not have very many people who would actually be good at building. So you know what? Let's actually keep this guy on builder for now, just because we need his skills. For now, we need them. And everyone else, I think, is pretty good where they're at. This guy doesn't really like botany too much, but he's also not really thrilled about it either. He's just kind of meh. He'll do it. Won't really enjoy it as much, but he'll do it. So we'll leave him at that. Alright. So now we need to build a room. But before we build a room, I want to double check. Object, reactor. There's fusion reactors and dark matter reactors. And they take up a space of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need a 6x6 room minimum. Oops. Fortunately, I think this will work over here. We'll turn that into a room. Object, all zones, put down a door. And that's going to have to do. Now, there are more objects in this all rooms tab, like a shelf. I'll get to that in a moment. Right now, I want to make sure that my builders actually get things built. So builders, get your butts out there. You got a reactor to make. And yes, this base is falling apart. But I want to see if we can actually turn it around before everything explodes. So let's begin seeing if it actually turns around. That's a slight problem. We're out of power. But the good news is we have the room for power built. So all we need to do is get a power reactor put into place. So let's go to construct object, reactor room, fusion reactor. Confirm. Now, a cool thing about this update is that when you place an object into an empty room that does not have a zone in it yet, it will automatically turn that room into a zone. Now, provided we can actually get someone to go and get this reactor built. Let's see, our new citizen. Everything that he's good at does not make him happy. That's going to be a problem with this new update. You're always going to have people not happy at doing the things that they're better off doing. Now, if we can't get this reactor online, we're going to be in a bit of trouble considering our oxygen is currently off. All our doors are locked open. But thankfully we got someone over here working. Alright, so let's pause the game. Power output 1000 PUs. I don't know what a PU is. And I don't know if there's actually an area where you can view that. But I do know we need another reactor. So let's get another reactor going. Construct, object, reactor, fusion reactor, confirm. Now, get going, guys. So let's talk more about what is included in this update. Included in this update is the possibility of your little citizens here going crazy and attacking or sabotaging equipment. Now, they do this when they go for too long without feeling satisfied. And like if they're working an unsatisfactory job, i.e. a job that they don't like working in. You can also assign them a permanent residence instead of, you know, having them a derelict floated away. Interesting. Well, let's not worry about that. What was I saying? I lost track. You can assign them permanent bedrooms, which can do a lot to make them happy. Let's get this guy in here, because we could use some more guys. So I think that's one thing I'm going to work on next, is individual bedrooms for everyone. These dormitories type bedrooms, they work out well, but people need their own space. So we got 2 new people. This guy's ecstatic to build things. Well, we don't really need any more builders. We could use more technicians. Now we have a really good technician, but we only have one really good technician. This guy is okay with mining. I'd rather him get started learning technician stuff though. So we got 2 new technicians, which is great because we have a lot of machinery that really needs to get a lot of work done on it. Let's see, our power usage. Now that's probably what PU is. Power usage. Ah, this is how you can tell how much power your base is using. If you highlight your reactor zone, it tells you how much energy is being used of its total output. Very nice. So let's go back into the objects again. So in the residence tab, you see that dresser got removed. Kind of curious why, because I can only think of the dresser being... I can only think of the room being where a dresser would be used at. But if you look here, people actually put items on top of the dresser. There's a music box over here, a skull was over there. If we click on people, if I pause and click on people instead of being in the construction tab, let's see. We can look at their needs and morale. I definitely have to... Okay, I get it. Down here it says unsatisfied, up here it says satisfied. So the lines will show you where their individual needs are in terms of satisfaction. This guy's morale, kind of low. Social, it's been getting better. Hunger, it's been getting some food. Fun, I think he's having fun now. Energy, dropping off. Stuff, it's been a slow, steady decline. There's also inventory, which shows what kind of stuff that they have. Now, I don't think you can actually make stuff for them. But they might be able to get stuff off passing ships. Let's see. Head back to the All Zones tab. And we're going to put a couple shelving bits in here. This way if people want to put some of their possessions up on the shelves, they can. Confirm. And stop being paused. Okay. So I need to start planning out how I'm going to manage to fit them into individual bedrooms. Oh, there goes another body to be turned into matter to be used as food or as other things. Best not to just think. Just don't think about that. Ignore the fact that we turn people into matter and matter into food. Got new people. This guy is ecstatic to be a doctor. Really happy to be a botanist, which I could really use. And another miner. Alright, we're doing good at actually getting people who are happy to do jobs that we really need to get done right now. Very lucky on that. And I am going to cut away for a moment. And let myself get some more matter as more things get done. I promise though, I will rejoin you as soon as something horribly catastrophic happens. Oh goody, space debris right where my scientist is at. Better turn on the emergency alarm. Yeah, run for cover. I should probably get some emergency alarms in the hallways too. I can turn off that emergency alarm now. I think he gets the message. Bad things are happening. Reactor Zone Delta is on fire! Is it a bad thing for a fusion reactor to be on fire? Anybody know? I'm gonna assume it's a bad thing, but I'm not certain. Well, hopefully everything turns out right. It'd be pretty awful to have turned this base around from being on the brink of destruction, and he is on fire. 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 He is not on fire, but he could be on fire. Why are so many people trying to put out this fire without a fire extinguisher? Come on, guys. There's a fire extinguisher right over here. Go grab it. Ah, you're winning anyway. Good job, guys. You did it. Now, someone fix that fusion reactor. Oh. He is currently unconscious. Hospital. Someone bring him to the hospital. Oh, and we have a guy who is currently rampaging. Hooray! Guess what that means? We're going to have to knock him out and send him to a brig. Which means, hey, people who like knocking heads together. And people who are only mildly unhappy at knocking heads together. I can't have you be one of those guys. Let's turn that off. Construct. Now, is there a thing for a brig in here? I don't see one. Well, let's just get a room built. Like that. Object. All zones, door. And fire extinguisher. Alright, let's see how this turns out with the rampaging guy. All security personnel to sector unzoned area number 3 to Happy Action Dinosaur. Someone come knock this guy out and just throw him in the brig. Anyone at all. Anyone. Are these guys even dangerous? They're supposed to like sabotage equipment or start brawling with other people on the base. Instead he's just running around flailing his arms like an idiot. I wonder what his thoughts are. Let's see. Don't really feel like being on this base anymore. Uh-huh. He's just completely crazy. Huh, you can tear down objects for data. Interesting. I think that's how it works. I'm guessing right now. Was that something in an update you could do before? So I don't remember. So deeply sad, mildly angry. You better not. Stuff and morale is very low. His duty's dropping. Everything else is okay. Energy is dropping though. It's a botanist. But what he'd really like to be is a scientist. So go be a scientist. We'll come back to this guy in a moment. Holy heck, when did this get here? This is new. There's engines. Honestly, it looks like a much bigger design of their previous model that came this shape. Kinda like it. But I'm not sure what to do about it. Should I investigate? Should I leave it there? Someone tell me what to do. I'm gonna drill a hole in the side of it. Construct, tear down. I nobody will mind, right? It's just a little hole in the side of their ship that might be keeping them alive inside. And look at this, we have a room which we can now turn into a brig. Hello, brig. And guess what, rampaging man who has been running around this base for a long time, not doing anything at all? We're assigning you to a brig. Warning, jailing a citizen could anger them. He's already flippin' pissed. Just flippin' pissed. I think he can handle being put into a brig for a while. It's where he needs to go to calm down, and let's take a look at the brig. It's kind of interesting. Already looks kind of scummy. Alright, we've drilled a hole in the side of the ship. After a while, I'll send a security team over to check it out. Now, I kind of wondered, maybe I made this base too big to start with. Maybe I should go for rooms half the size. What do you think? Is that a crazy idea? And can someone get in here and build this thing so that we can get this guy shoved into the brig so he can start calming down? What is that? Someone has a trick-or-treating pumpkin. There's an island head, Easter Island head, a globe, and a lava lamp. Good on you guys for having a bunch of interesting things. What is that thing? I have no idea what it is. And can someone come and pick up these bodies? And it looks like the text is kind of not synced up with the speech bubbles. Having a tantrum, rampaging. You're going here. Who's on security? Oh, he's been killed. And he's blowing things up. With his bare hands! How is he doing this? Seriously, who's on security? How do we get guys into the brig? Can anyone explain? Well, he's going the right way. Maybe it needs to be a guard assigned to the brig to get people to throw them in there. Yeah. Well, things have gone horribly wrong. So I think that if I'm going to do another video on this, I'm going to have to do something different. But this guy got over here at least. Deeply sad, ready to explode. Now you're a bitch. That's right, you stay in here until you cool down. This base is a doomed failure. But it worked to show you some of the new systems that are in place in this game. This game is really turning out to be a very interesting base building game. And I am looking forward to the next update. Look at this guy's run. Everyone is going crazy. And I am going to go take a nap. Hope you guys enjoyed this little update coverage video. Might not be the best update coverage in terms of talking about the stuff that's in place, but definitely is a good enough to show you the kind of craziness that you can expect. So hope you guys have enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and fave. I will see you in the next video, next update, whenever that may be. Take care, guys, and goodbye.